Hello, hello, YouTube. Before we go any further, let me go to the YouTube box and we will click it to refresh it. As you know how it's always on delay, and I'll hear myself in the echo. So as soon as it starts, see, there it went. All right, back to
Echo,
what the task at hand is.
echo, echo.
How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the hot seat. This is episode number 40. This has been an episode that has been long overdue and in the making. Yes, this has been one of the most requested people that I've had to be in the hot seat, and I finally made it happen for you guys.
Really?
Yeah, man. So before we get started and go any further, cheers to everybody. Tonight I'm sipping on a little glass of Old Weller 107. That's enough. And Dave, to me it looks like a blue moon.
This is actually Mother Earth, the one of my favorites. It's the Cali Creamin'.
Sounds good.
Two of them loaded up.
Cheers to Dave.
Cheers.
Awesome. So let's get some people in here. I apologize because for some reason YouTube thought we were going live at 9 o'clock, and I told everybody 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, or Pacific, excuse me. So this is not my fault. So how the hell is everybody doing tonight on this Friday night? Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. What is everybody having beard tonight? Dave?
I actually have the new one, the Aristotle, that's going to be dropping Sunday. I've been wearing it nonstop, like for the last probably like 2 weeks or so. I actually finished the whole bottle. So, been going through it.
Okay, all right. Well, tonight, before we go, if you don't follow this channel, for the last year, I shaved my beard off completely and I regrew it back, and I committed to using the Luxurious Bastards products for 1 full year, and I did it. And it's sad to say the year has come and gone, and it was a great time. But I'm back to reviewing beard products again, and tonight I'm wearing, because I'm testing out for review, True North Beard Company's beard butter, the lumberjack scent. And it actually smells pretty damn good. So, but in front of me, I have 3 of the greatest scents that have ever made. All of them are made by you. Old Faithful, 1912, the greatest scent on the planet. No one's ever going to change my mind. The Namaste Bastard. I have a little bit of influence with this one. This is my scent.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a custom made that I actually haven't told Dave. Dude, this brings tears to my eyes every time I smell it, and you know why.
Harry
Fox. Yep. I paid for a custom from Lux. It's named after my grandfather. I know people will think it's nasty, but it smells literally like a bag of Red Man chewing tobacco. It smells like my grandfather always did, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I loved it. I think it turned out pretty good.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I love how the presentation turned out. I didn't tell you I actually got some of the stickers made as well.
Oh, dang. That's cool.
I'm thinking about getting that as a tattoo.
No way. I generated that. That's a one-of-a-kind image, too. 100%.
So how's the busyness, man? How's the Luxurious Bastard running?
Like a bat out of hell. I mean, as you know, I just got back from my little yearly. I take my kids to Wyoming for 4th of July.
Yeah.
So, man, trying to play catch up has been crazy. Before that, I was doing the customs like nonstop. So my staples kind of got a little, they suffered a little bit. And then having that whole week off, like I think I have maybe like 6 or 7 more to go. I literally ran out of material just because I was pumping out the butters and the bombs so much.
I believe that.
I already need a vacation from my vacation.
So it looks like Russ Young is wearing Hanyucker's Grayson oil, and Ken, Wisconsin, he says Namaste is fire. That's right.
I gotta reload this thing.
And Ward Nichols is wearing Mythical Leviathan. Okay, cool.
Just ordered 2 tins of luxurious bastard beard balm this afternoon.
And
Yep.
Dave already got it shipped out. Wow. Dave enjoying the 1912 Woodsman and the others I recently received. That's awesome. That's two of my favorite scents right there, 1912 and Woodsman. Good choices, Ward. Awesome. So we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this interview. It's been a long time since you and I've been on camera. I think the last time we did this, you bought me a guitar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy over there bought me a guitar, y'all. No joke. He called me or texted me and says, "Hey, I got a shelf coming to you." And the funny thing is, he told his followers, "I'm going to start making beard shelves again." So I thought it was a beard shelf. I was completely fooled. He sent me a nice looking guitar. It's sitting right there. I play it all the time. I love it. Thank you very much, I will say.
That was great. That video is up somewhere too, if I'm not mistaken, right? The
Oh
opening.
yeah, I
Yeah.
kept it up. Yeah.
Yeah. That your face was priceless because you're like, what? I can't remember. I think I even turned the box inside out. Like I
Yeah.
took it apart and folded it so that way you couldn't tell right away.
I had no idea what it was. I really didn't. And I honestly, I guess you can call me being naive. I was like, I thought it was a shelf because I know a beard shelf is going to be fairly big, you know.
Yeah.
Still having, oh, we got Daniel from Grindstone in here. What's happening, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you in here, Daniel. I hope you're doing great. You know, my number is always available for you, man. That is a guy. I don't know if you have tried his products, Dave, or not.
No, I have not.
You should give him a try. And I would never, you know, I know you have your own. If you ever want to try something new, I recommend Grindstone any day. And I recommend yours any day as well. So I gotta now I do not have a broadcasting journalist license or degree, people. Some of you have told me that I should be one, but as some of those idiots on TV say, I got to do my job, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get into. I want to start because I don't really know if people. How do I want to word this? There's a mysterious thing about you. I don't know if you know that or not. People always, and that's the thing. I'm like,
Really?
Yeah. When they're like, he's a one of a kind guy. My own Mandy has even said she wants to come to California to meet you because she thinks you'd be a cool guy to hang out with for a vacation. She does. And I would do that. I would seriously. I would if she wanted to go cross country. I'd say we're going to go see Dave. I would. So I want you to tell me a little bit about your history. And when I say that, are you born and raised California?
Yep.
In the same area?
Yeah, I was born in Pasadena, which is it's near Los Angeles, so hour and 45 minutes from like the high desert from where I'm at right now. But yeah, I've been Southern California pretty much my whole life.
Okay. All right. I kind of figured that. Only child?
Nope. I have 2 sisters, 2 older sisters. One lives in Palm Springs and the other one lives in Michigan, which I am looking for property right now, and I have a bunch of Michigan properties that are, potential. So I'll be knocking on Dan's door.
Daniel from Grindstone Grooming says Dave is definitely a guy I'd like to meet and chat with for a bit. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I like to think I'm pretty much just like a regular dude. I mean, besides like I like my pipes and a lot of old things. Patina.
Did you go to college?
No, I did not. And as a matter of fact, I got my GED. I didn't even get a standard like high school diploma because I'm really fluent in like electronics, and I actually got a job at my senior year of high school. I was a lead installer for Allen Ed's Auto Sound. I don't know if you know who Allen Ed's is, but they do like all the car stereo electronics, alarm systems, and stuff like that. So I was making like more money than my teachers were, and I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm gonna just go get my GED and out. I've been grinding ever since,
That's you.
hustling.
That's you. The people of our generation, because Dave and I are around the same age. The people of our generation and before us, that happened a lot. We thought we knew everything, and we just, I don't need it. I don't need it. I asked that question because I didn't know if you went to college or not, because you were also in the military.
Yeah, I served. Well, not active, but I served for the Department of Defense for 11, almost 12 years out at Fort Irwin, California. I was a communications technician, so I handled like all of the secret squirrel stuff with the Singars radios and training and recording of like the live fire and stuff like that. So,
I
yep.
remember I remember the conversations that we had when we first met. When we first started talking to each other. I remember you always saying, "You're like, I work for the government and or the military or something." You said, "I can't talk about anything I do at my job." You're like, "I can't tell you anything about it." I still remember that to this day, because people would, "What does he do?" I have no idea. Don't ask him.
Yeah. Yeah, just because of the level of security, that I had to carry.
Yeah,
And we're not tech. I mean, I couldn't really see it happening, but I guess it could. If somebody were to find out like where I work, they could like blackmail me for
yeah.
information. But it was a, it was definitely a pretty awesome job. Like I would go back if I ever had to. It was pretty cool. Always new stuff happening and flying on helicopters and just 24-hour. I like doing the rotational shifts and like the nighttime stuff, listening to like the live fire, which sounds real.
Mm.
It's pretty crazy.
Growing up and living in California, because you're one of the few people that I actually know that that can say they did that. How do I word this? I don't know if you've ever been to this side of the country or not. Have you?
No,
I didn't
farthest.
think.
Yeah, I've got Wyoming, Colorado. That's about it.
I kind of thought that. I was going to say. So you literally don't have like a winter per se, do you?
No, we get like a snow for a few hours randomly, like once or twice a year, and that's about it.
Let me send one of them to you, because that's just not even right, man. I'm, I can't. I will say this, that we haven't had a really bad snow, in a very long time. I hate the winter. I hate every second of it. I do. Can't stand, you know, like the summer. It's pretty damn hot out here right now. It's in the 80s and the 90s.
Oh
We
my gosh, it's like 102 right now at 7 o'clock
right.
at night here.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's a lot different over on your side of the country, but it's been humid, ridiculously humid for the past. What's going on here is our seasons are kind of
They're
flopping
like,
into each other.
yeah, they're uh, out here in California. Like our winters are just they're going further and further out. Like they used to be like November, December. Now they're like February, like late January, February. It's like rotating or something.
Yeah, but it's kind of frustrating for us, because now, right now, towards the end of July, we've hit this spot that of the rain that we should have had in April, and it's literally didn't happen. Now it's happening. Our summer pretty much has gone away, because we had the fires Canada, which caused our air and crap. It looked like it was going to rain every day, and they didn't want you going outside and all that stuff. So this whole summer hasn't been so good, and that's okay. I'm pretty sure you guys are just scolding hot all the time, and you're just like, take some of it off of us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when I went out to Wyoming, it was like 78 degrees like all the time. It was perfect. Coming back here, I think when I came through Baker, California, which is a hot zone, I think it was like 116. Yeah.
Now I
Um,
will say this: that's what it feels like at my job, because it's a food grade warehouse, and we can't really open the doors and such. It's
mm.
ridiculously hot in there all the time. I know it's terrible.
I naturally run hot, so like I wouldn't mind the winter. I mean, I
Yeah,
think like if you prepare for it, you'll be okay. My sister was telling me that Michigan winters have actually calmed down quite a bit. I guess they used to be like super brutal, but
Hmm.
she was telling me that now it's like, you know, not as intense as it used to be.
Yeah, we got Chris from True North. He said no one's asked, but we get lots of snow. I don't know how you handle that up there. I know you're a northerner, Chris. I love you to death. I couldn't stand that. I know you are probably just tired of it. Period.
All the snow.
Oh yeah, up there in Maine, he probably gets
Yeah.
tons of it.
We got this crazy storm out here like last, was it like January, February ish, and dumped like 10 feet of snow up in Big Bear. People were actually like dying and like roofs were collapsing. It was pretty insane for California.
When I asked you the question about growing up and living in California, what I was going to ask you is it like what everybody always says? It's always sunny and there's a beach always close by everywhere.
mm, I'm about 2 hours from the beach, so not really.
I kind of thought that. I kind of thought you're more of the, I guess you could say, in the town kind of guy. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, high desert is basically where I'm located. So
Yeah.
I'm at like an elevation of 3,600 or something like that.
Okay. All right.
But it's hot here all the time. Hot, dry, and dirt's always blowing. I can't wait to get out of California.
What made I know I want to we may have talked you may have touched on I want to what made you actually choose to go to the job you did for the military? Other how
Um, I was working for a company called Pilot Automotive. We did like my division was small electronics, accessories, and stuff like that. And I
look
think it
who's in
was
here, Dave. Look who's
2000
in here. It's Flag. Remember Flag?
flag.
He was his real name is Isaac. Dude, I haven't seen you in ages in a chat.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Back to you. Pilot
So
Automotive.
I was working for a company called Pilot, and I was the manager of like the 12-volt small accessories electronics portion of it. And then I think it was like 2008 ish, whenever that huge like the market crashed and like housing went upside down and people were losing their jobs. Well, unfortunately, I was one of the newer managers. There's other managers that had been there for like 10 or 15 years, and I had only been there like 3. So they had to let me go with a nice severance package and paid my medical and stuff for the rest of the year. So after that, I don't even know how I came across it, but I started doing bank uh, repo cleanouts, like for houses. So I would go in and like somebody would, you know, not they haven't paid their note for a year or whatever, and they moved out. But my job was to go in, change all the locks, winterize the property, clean it out, take photos, and that was actually pretty fun because some of the stuff that people would leave behind, it was fair game. I got paid to take it out because the bank saw it as trash, but I was having yard sales every week, making like 5, 6, 7, $800, and then did that for a while, and the money that I got from my severance package was gonna run out soon. So I'm like, all right, got to find a good paying job. And so I started looking online, and I actually applied, no joke, probably 20, 30 positions out at Barstow, which is only about 30 minutes ish
Yeah.
from me. Didn't get a single call, nothing. Then I'd seen a job pop up at Fort Irwin, which is a lot further. I put in one application, and less than 24 hours later, I got a phone call. And then 24 hours after that, I had a meeting, and then it was like hired right away. So it was kind of just, meant to be, I guess.
Nice. Thank you.
And it was a great job. I loved it. It was exciting. The only problem is the shift work. I would do 2 to 3 weeks of days shift, and then I would do 14 to like 18 days on a night shift. So I would go in from 3:30 till midnight with, it doesn't matter weekends or whatever. It would just the whole shift.
Do you all remember years ago when us content creators were telling you that Dave literally he worked and came home and worked like, yeah, he wasn't kidding. He
Yep.
literally was working at his job or making products for us. Like it was nonstop all the time. I remember that.
Plus, I was working on cars too. I had
Oh
a
yeah,
I had a
that
shop in my garage, like with a lift in it, and so on my free time when I wasn't making products, I was changing water pumps, doing motor swaps and brake jobs and stuff out of my garage.
Barstow's where Brian and Roman from the movie Fast and Furious 2,
Yeah,
they grew up and raced. I
yeah,
remember that. I do remember that.
that was actually filmed in Victorville.
Okay.
Yeah, and fun fact, I had not one but two cars in the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay. All right. Now that we're talking about vehicles, I want to. I had this further down the line. I don't know if you all remember this. This is literally before I started to work with Dave and reviewing and such. He used to take junkyard trips and he would film them on Instagram and Facebook. And I don't think a lot of people remember that because you would go and look for old car parts and you have a transmission on your arm. No,
Got a turbocharger.
turbo.
This is the water methanol symbol because my Integra that I have, my race car, I was using a water methanol injection system. Then I have a spark plug over here. My clovers because I'm French Irish. Then we have a piston right here, a forged piston. So a bunch of automotive related because I'm a car guy.
I remember that Dave he did a lot giveaway. And he said if anyone knew what this was, he would give it. It was a giveaway, and I'm like, and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, shit. I remember that one. I do. I want to talk about because we are bearded men, and this is a bearding content channel. You went from what we were just talking about from the military, the job with the electronics, and now you were one of the first in the I'll say small batch companies.
Mm-hmm.
You were one of the first to have a storefront. I remember that time because I was one of the few in our little quote unquote inner circle that you all think we have.
Yeah,
we're raw here, people. We don't hide shit here. But in the little inner circle that you all thought we had, you said, check this out. We were one of the few people that got to see the beginning of what you now have as the Luxurious Bastard storefront. And the things that he was showing us and he was telling us at the time, it was crazy. You got a question here. Dave, have you had a tag with water methanol injection system?
Yep. I have it's a 92 Acura Integra 4-door. It's the DB8, the VTEC. And it's actually being I would say like the final motor right now being built. It's a V18 C1 stroked, turbocharged. It's going to be a E85 flex fuel build, probably tickling like the 750 horsepower mark when it's done.
Nice. Gary, to answer your question, you damn right I am. Because I say it every time, and I don't care how many of you people get mad at me for saying it, including that piece of crap Cody, who I will never answer your message to. Yeah, I'm the originator of the live stream in the bearded community. I was the first guy to do it. Coattails, right here. That's all I'm saying. And you all can get mad at me all you want for me saying it. The truth's been said. I started it. There you go. You're welcome. Back to the task at hand. You started making your own beard products. I actually wanted to ask you this because you've never actually said it. You said that there was a company that made a scent that and you said they stopped making it. What was the name of that company?
I think they're out of business now. It was like Mountain something, like Mountain Beard Co. or something like that. and I was spending, well, at least at the time, I thought I was spending a lot of money, maybe like
The one and
100.
only on Instagram, Tara. The one and only on Instagram, right here.
The legend.
You're
So
damn right.
I was spending like 120 bucks like every 2 to 3 weeks ish. And when they stopped making it, I can't even remember the name of it, but it was basically my spicy bastard. It was like a cinnamon kind of coffee type profile. Well, I reached out to the owner and he blew me off like, "Oh, well, we're not making that. So, pick something else out." And I was just like,
Nah,
"What?" I'm like, "Bro, okay." So,
spicy. Oh my
yeah.
god, that was so good.
So that's kind of how I got started because I was looking at the ingredients of what they had in it, the carriers, and I ordered a few things just to try to recreate it for myself only. That's, all that mattered to me. Then I started looking at some of the other companies that were out there, like what's the beard brand, and
Yeah,
like um oh, what's the other one? I don't think he's around anymore. There's a couple that I was looking at their carriers and like why they're using these and like this guy's using that, and then which led me to like look at each of the carrier oils. So then I just kind of picked the best ones that I liked and made my own blend for myself. Again, I
right.
wasn't even remotely thinking about like making it, for anybody. So I was using it for myself for a while, and then I started changing, like making different scents. And then somebody at work, another bearded guy at work, was like, "Hey, what are you using on your beard?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just something that I make." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you some money. Maybe you can make me one." And I don't even remember what I made, but it was whatever he had asked for. And he got it. And like the next day, he was like, "Dude, you need to sell this stuff because this is way better than, whatever he was buying." And then like his buddy wanted something. So I made something for him. And it just kind of snowballed down, rolling downhill. My breakthrough moment was actually a review that uh, BeardTube did with it, it was at the same time with Barbu.
Barbu.
Yeah. So after that review was like, now before I was selling like maybe like 3 to 6 a week. Then that review hit, and then it was like I think in 1 week I had like 100 orders or something like that. It was crazy, ridiculous. And I remember bringing in my stack of orders to work on my night shift, and my boss was looking at me like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, these are all the orders that came in for this week." And I literally had like a little cart, and I brought some of my carrier oils so I could like fill bottles while I was already working because my boss was cool as fuck and he would let me do that. And he's like, "David, if you put all your time into that, imagine what you could do." And I was like, "Oh, I know." And eventually he was like, "You need to quit your job here and focus 100% on that." And he's like, "I'll stand behind you. I'll support you, whatever you need." And that was the probably the most scariest thing in my life that I've done, like as far as like financially, because I was $75,000 a year guaranteed at that job. So yeah, that was pretty scary, quitting my job to do Lux full time. And I didn't just like stay at home. I like went all in. Like I found a shop, 2,000 square feet, and then got the uh, $2 million insurance thing, and just like all these things that came with it. It wasn't just like, oh, I can just make oil and sell it.
Right.
Like a lot of stuff. It
Yeah.
was scary, and there was a couple of times where I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but I just kept pushing through, and now look at where we're at.
I remember. It's been some years since we first crossed paths. How's Namaste, Daniel? This is incredible. I'm you're gonna think I'm biased because this is my scent with Dave. There's nothing like this. I mean, Ken has it. Ken actually he won from an auction with Jersey Joe for his charity auction. And Ken, I put one up. Dave didn't even know I did it, but I did because I knew Dan would love it, and Dan, or I'm sorry, I knew Ken would love it, and he does. This honestly, Dan, I don't know if this would interest you or not. This is very different. It honestly smells pretty much like an incense. That was the whole basis of it. My wife does a lot of yoga. She keeps me calm, and I know you guys think that I'm like a ticking time bomb because I've been told that I make coffee nervous. I've been told that a few times in my life.
You make coffee nervous?
That's what I've been told. I mean, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I wanted a scent because I have bad mental health problems and I have a lot of panic attacks. When I smell Mandy's incense, it calms me down. When I when I do yoga, it calms me down. And I wanted a nice, peaceful, calming scent. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dave. Lavender, sandalwood, patchouli, Indian musk, cedarwood, nag champa, and cannabis.
Yeah.
There's cannabis in here, and I don't smell it. I only know one person who said he smells it. It's Johnny Grooms.
Yeah. You know what's funny is you don't smell it, but if I were to send you one without it, you would tell the difference right away.
That's what Johnny Grooms said when we were talking about it. I said, I'm not sure. I told him that I had multiples. I said, if it was in there, I would have never known. And I didn't know until you told me. It's very unique, Dan. It's very strong. That's what I wanted. I wanted it. I'm pretty sure this is past IFRA standards, and I don't really care. Just saying. It's really, really strong, and that's what I wanted. I think you'll say this is unique.
I have more on the way too because I've been getting a ton of requests for people asking for when it's going to be restocked, and that profile particularly, I seem to get a lot of messages of people saying that the women or wife or girlfriend or whatever really likes it, and that one and I forgot the other one. They get the most compliments when they wear it. 1886, I think.
Yeah.
Like they'll be at Home Depot or something, and somebody's like, "You smell that? It smells good. What is that?" And it's like, "Oh, it's my beard." And people are like, "Your beard? What?" People think it's like a cologne or something.
It's really good, Dan. I think if you were to try, you say, "Damn, that's unique." Let me answer her. DM me. I'll tell you how to do that really quick, Tara. Be yourself. Don't be somebody that you're not, and have fun. That's literally all you have to do. If you have any quirks or kinks or whatever, something that makes you, continue doing it.
Yeah, run with it. People love it.
I don't really know what mine is. I'm a cool freaking dude. That's what I say.
Cheers to that.
Now Namaste's fire. Jordan, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm sure Dave does too. It's crazy how it changes in beard. Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me what the moon. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You cannot wear sleeves. Yeah. That's like pretty much standard on this channel. I don't really know where that came from, but everyone freaks out if I wear a t-shirt. I don't really know why.
Probably look completely
different Christmas and yoga. My wife is badass. Everybody who I FaceTime, even Dave has said, your wife is badass. She just is. She is. She I don't know how she tolerates me half the time. I really don't. All right. Back to the task at hand, people. We got to get back to the interview. Lives for the first time. All BS aside, I didn't know what to do with my hands. We're talking about making your own products and selling them. Where did you come up with the name for this company? Like literally, where did you get this? Because there isn't not. Keep in mind, there have been reviewers that wouldn't review your product because of the name.
Because of the name, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this is like a -4. But also, this piece of trendy barbed wire is holding back a 30-inch muscle though.
Trendy.
Just to let you know. Yeah.
Kind of like my ugly, trendy, big ass, whatever you want to call this that I had done back in the day. Ugh.
It's so 1997 and Pamela Anderson. It really is.
Yep.
But this is holding back 30 inches of Hulk Hogan muscle. Just want to
This
let you
is
know.
like circa probably like 2000 or something. I don't even know.
Honestly, one of the best names in the game. You damn right, Flag, because it just fits. It fit the luxurious bastard. Where did you
So
come up with that name?
at the time, I was really into a brewing company called Stone Brewery. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they had a couple of beers. Like the Double Bastard was one of them. The Triple Bastard, which is a really strong beer. Um, they had a couple of names like that, Bastard, and I was like, that's just badass, and like it's so easy to remember. And I was like, I don't know how I added the luxurious, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just like a luxurious bastard, you know? And I was like kind of stuck. And then I had a friend of mine at the time. I told him what I wanted, like a guy with a bowler hat, smoking a pipe. And so he kind of took a bunch of things and morphed them all together. And that's how the logo was made. And I just kind of ran with it. And even though like the name bastard, you know, there's still a lot of people that I'll pop into somebody's thing and they're like, "Oh, it's the luxurious
B.
B."
Luxurious
Yeah,
B.
I'm like,
That's what
it's not that
JC Moore.
bad. Like
JC
luxurious
Moore, the guy we
bastard.
were talking to earlier, he said he's like luxurious B. He won't ever say it. He's a religious guy, and I love him. And when he says it, I just laugh. He goes, "I can't say it, man." I was like, "Okay."
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, "Okay, that's fine." I want to
Yeah,
talk.
I often wonder if that hampers the sales in any way. You know, like I don't ever see myself getting into like stores or Target or Walmart or anything like that just because that's not really my thing. And I think if even if I did, they'd probably make me like change the name and you know what? I'll be like, fuck that. That's my name. I'm not gonna
Y'all hear that?
conform.
Did you all hear that? He said, "Fuck that." He never
Oh,
says foul words on
sorry,
his
that was
content.
excuse my Irish.
Gary, document that. You heard it. He does not say any foul words on his channel. That's probably the greatest moment of this whole entire interview. You said, "Wow,
I'm
I've
sure
never heard you say that."
we can bleep that out.
Oh no, this is uncensored here. Everything is raw and uncensored here.
Mhm.
Uh, what you're talking about being a store. I honestly, I've talked with other content creators and guys in the bearding community, and I say this honestly, and I say it with the truest form. I honestly hope you never ever get to be in the big box stores. And I don't say it in any disrespect to you. I sometimes think that some of the companies lose control or their quality changes, and that bothers me. It really does. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would be able to buy something from you if I didn't know, or if I knew you didn't make it. And I mean that because I don't want to word this. I don't know if it would be as good. Being honest, I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure that how it works in the world when you get bigger and such. Yeah, there's a recipe, so to say, or however you guys do it. Keep in mind, people, I'm not a product maker. I'm just a reviewer and a regular dude like all you all watching. I just use the stuff and tell you what I think of it, and all my opinions are honest and real. I'm sure that when you're making your recipes and such, and there's a specific formula you have to follow. But if it changes,
Mhm.
we'll know. Like you literally, if something doesn't smell the same, I can figure that out pretty quickly. If the
Yeah.
quality goes down, I'll know immediately because I've said it quite a few times. There are a few companies like I go to immediately for product when I say for like Feel and Beard, Lux, Grind, Honest Amish, Yankee. That's like my four right there.
Mhm.
Not any particular order, just saying it. I know what I like. I know it works for me. And if something was to change, but you're making a ton of money, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm not
think I
in
would
it.
like that as an owner. I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, just to get extra more money. I like that's not what I made. If you know what I
Nope.
mean.
Nope, because I'm not in it for like, I don't want to be a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever. Like, I just want to be able to do what I'm doing consistently until, maybe my one or both of my sons get involved. Those are the only two humans on this earth that I would ever hand over the reins or show like how to do what I do. I wouldn't show anybody else. It's and I know a lot of people probably think like, oh, luxurious bastard's a big old thing. It's just me.
Yeah.
I do everything. I have two girls that help me with labeling and shipping the orders. That's it. So there's no corporate, there's no other monies involved. There's no investors. Nobody tells me what to do. I can do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. So, and
Would if
that's
you had the
how it's going to
opportunity,
be.
if you had the opportunity, in all honesty, would you? You had the investing, the backing, and everything. Would you do it?
Mm-mm. No, because I'm going on 5 years now, and I did it all myself with no investors. Everything that the company makes goes back into itself. So that's how.
Every order has a piece of gum and a card.
Mhm.
Yes, I keep every single one of them. I do. I have a stack about like this big.
Yep. And I try to, in the beginning, I was signing every single one of them.
Yeah,
Now I'm like 50%. Just kind of depends on how busy I am, or if I see somebody who leaves a funny comment or whatever, I'm like, hell yeah, man. Hope you like it. And I think
I have the signature on the hat.
yeah. I do that a lot, and I love it when somebody messages me and they're like, "I just discovered the signature on my hat, and I've had the hat for like 3 weeks." I'm like, "What? How's that?"
That's
But,
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
You're one of the few. Actually, I take that back now because when you started doing this, you were one of the few who jumped on this ship per se using social media. You were one of the first. Now I'm not. I don't like to name other companies. Colin from Fable literally has mastered what we're talking about. What is Scuba's real name? I know his first name. I don't
James,
know.
right? Yeah,
Huh?
James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I
Mhm.
I send him mail that says that's Scuba James. That's all I know. Yes, I have his address. People, you will not get it. Don't ask me.
Yeah,
You
no,
will not get it.
that's a
This
little
is
weird.
clarifying. You will not get his address from me. I will never ever give out his address. I've been told not to. Not even to companies who want to send him something. No. Anyway, social media. Colin from Fable. He literally like mastered that. However it works, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he's the
I
master
do.
of Facebook advertising, is
Yeah,
what I heard.
Facebook advertising and stuff. But you were using it a different way.
I was
Like I
just
said,
doing it all me. I wasn't paying for shit.
well, yeah, but also you I'm trying to word it properly. You were using it to make your own original content. That's what I'm getting at. You
Mhm.
did the random trips to the junkyard, the gardening, which Mandy loved when you did that, and she wanted me to tell you in this video or this interview, bring that back because she loved looking at your garden.
Mm. Yeah, I s- started I have another YouTube and Instagram called Beards and Biceps
Yeah,
that I haven't really done anything with, and then my Beards and Bow Ties, which is the automotive channel that
right.
I'm going to start working on. And I didn't really think like gardening stuff, like you know, would kind of fit in with like the luxurious bastard brand. So
Mhm.
if I do uh, show stuff like that, it might be on um, one of those other channels. Either that, or I'm going to start like beards and gardening, and not.
You were one of the first people though that because we garden here on the farm, and Mandy we were watching your videos and stuff. You were one of the first that I had ever seen ever that when you built your cages and stuff, and you had the wooden cages and like the walls.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
the slatwood.
Yes, she saw that and she gave it. Scuba sent me items for a giveaway he did. Don't know if I kept the package with his info. If you had his info, you had a PO box. I'll let
Yep,
you know that.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, but I have his physical address. I have it. I think I'm one of the 3 people that he's given it to.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a package yesterday.
I even have his mom's address. So
Dude, you really gonna bring his mom up in this one? Oh, man. God, she's a bitch. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
But she makes good meatloaf.
You would know that. You that means you received her meatloaf in the mail. Like, good luck with that one, buddy. I was going to say there's only one person that I have seen that has done a garden the way you did. It's Kat Dennings, the lady who was in the show Two Broke Girls. She has a garden that's pretty much identical to yours. I never told you that because I follow her on Instagram because I love that show. I thought it was a great show, and I will see her gardening, and I'm like, Dave did that. I think she lives in California too. It might be a California thing.
Man, trying to garden in California is terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, it's ridiculously scalding hot. I don't know how you would have done it.
Yep. You got to have shade cloths, and I got drip systems on timers and the right type of soil. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Then you did a different type of social media content, which you still do. The famous Key Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome when you started doing that, and I'm so glad that you continue to do that.
Yeah, we're going on like 5 years of doing that, and I still haven't made it.
I was going to say, I figured you're going to do it until the day you actually make it, then you'll stop.
Yep. Then I'm going to take the Keurig and throw it off the roof, and then I'll figure out something else.
How was it awesome? How you got companies to send you coffee to do that?
Yeah.
How the hell did you pull that off?
I don't know. I guess somebody must have told somebody, and they had seen my coffee throws, and they're like, "Oh, we'd love to send you a box of coffee to throw." So, yeah. And now that I make my own coffee, it works out even better because it's like, well, I just toss my own coffee in the morning.
I will be honest with you. I got your triple bastard. It's really good. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I did.
Thank you.
I really do enjoy that. It was I got it, and being honest on camera, I was like, is this going to be as good? You don't know till you try it, honestly. And I'm like, okay, tried it. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I like a deep, dark type of a flavored coffee.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're looking for.
Yep. I'm even going to be doing a espresso roast next. I'm gonna
okay.
Mess around with that, see how that goes, and then ultimately I want to do a breakfast roast, and kind of see which ones, because it's hard to do everything all at once, just to keep up with it. So I kind of like being able to do like, okay, we're going to do the dark roast, and then maybe like a month or two I'll do the espresso roast, then we'll do breakfast roast, and kind of rotate it around a little bit.
I want to talk about your products a little bit. I want to talk about the infamous legendary, which I have put on the map, and you're welcome. Wink, wink. The greatest scent that I have still smelled to this date, which is in my hand, the 1912 Bastard. I remember Dave was getting in my live streams and commenting to me in my videos before we actually talked. He said, I'd like to send you this bottle. I'd like to send you this. And not one person on social media talked about this. Nobody. And a couple of reviewers had gotten it, and they were, you got to try this. You got to try this. And I'm, what the hell is, I'm like, what is this? And I see who you are. And then we started working together. And I remember, because it's in my original review that I did of this. First time I opened this up, and me and Mandy smelled it together because we both kept. Because Mandy has been a big part of this content.
Since the beginning.
And she smelled everything. She still does. And I was like, I got it. It's here. And she goes, is that the one? She goes, well, I guess she goes, what is that?
Like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah. She says, you need to keep this here all the time. I've had a bottle of this ever since I had it. And that's awesome. I say it, and I'm not kissing Dave's ass. This is the most unique and original scent I've ever smelled in my 5+ years of making bearding content for you guys. I still to this day challenge anybody to make something as unique and, original as this. And the awesome thing about this, it was made by an accident.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can't even really take credit for like going, all right, I'm gonna take this, and this and blend it together. It was just accidental.
I am one of the few people who know what is this full recipe, and I have signed an agreement with Dave to never ever reveal it. That I know what is in this, and if I told you what was in it, you wouldn't believe me because you'd be like, "What?" Yeah, it's some of the most unexpected stuff that's in this, and it's so good. Why did you come? Why did you get the name 1912? When from what you smelled, where did you get that name?
Well, I'm like I said, I'm always like I love patina and old things and rustic stuff, and I can't remember what I was. Obviously I had to. Was smelling my hands at the time, like, oh my gosh, that smells amazing. It smells like old, like an old store. So I had to like figure out what I was touching, and kind of mess with it, and then I already had like that old. It just reminded me of like antique-ish a little bit, and so then I was like, well, what? I don't want to call it the antique bastard. And I I think I must have been like a reincarnated like miner. So I don't know, just because I like that kind of stuff is just like so fascinating to me. And then I just remember thinking like a date, and then I was like, oh, the 1912, and it didn't. There was no like, oh, it's because of. It was just like I just like the way that sounds. It sounds
Yeah,
old, like historical, like the 1912 bastard. And just kind of stuck with it and ran. And that's where that one was born. And at the time, in the beginning, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 different profiles, and that was a big hit and miss for some people. Like some people would love it, like, oh, it's the best scent ever, and then other people would be like, smell it and be like, nah, can I return it and get something else?
that is this is a scent that
Yep.
I've said forever. You either like it or you don't.
Hmm.
There's really no happy medium because just make an example. Some people say it's too smoky. Some
Hmm.
people will say
Too
it's perfect.
complex.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just it kind of it goes both ways.
And at the time when I made that, you got to, we're talking like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So 5 years ago, people were just, you know, tea tree,
cedar.
pine and cedar wood. They weren't
Yep,
prepared for the 1912. So I like to
right.
say it was a little bit ahead of its time. Now, I even have reviewers that will reach out to me and say, dude, like, I opened up a bottle of 1912 that I had for a few months because I didn't like it, and they're like, now it's like my favorite profile. And I
Yeah,
think what's happened is like more and more companies out there are creating like multi-layered stuff, so people are getting a taste to it. Then when they go to the 1912, they're like, woo!
I love it. I love it to this day. To this day, it is still my all-time favorite. I still say it because I rub it in. I was the only person in the world who had a 4 ounce bottle and used it in its
Yeah,
entirety. It was great. I
that's
loved.
cool. You,
I
you
brag
still
about
have the
that all the
bottle?
time. I brag about that all the time. If you made a 4 ounce glass bottle, I would buy it from you in a heartbeat. I would. I
Hmm.
love that, and the fact that because I even looked for green 4 ounce bottles, and I didn't want to buy like 20 of them. I only needed one. I
Hmm.
like find just one because I was going to buy all this stuff myself. I wanted just a big 4 ounce fat boy of the
Hmm.
original bottle there.
Speaking of green bottles, that's something that back in the day, especially with the old paper. Again, back to like antiques and old things. A lot of like the old bottles, like the old green bottles with like paper labels, like medicine, like that was the style that I was going for. And I don't know what it is about green, but my whole journey with this company, it's been hard as hell to try to like maintain the green bottles. Like I can't tell you how many vendors I've switched from just because they're like, "Oh, well, you're pretty much the only one that orders green bottles, so we're not going to really carry them anymore." Yeah.
So it's
So
almost like you got to buy them in bulk and keep them in order
yep.
to continue it.
So now I'm buying like 10,000 at a time in order to make sure that I have them. So you're welcome.
How
And the
long did
labels too. You know, in the beginning, everybody was complaining, oh, the oil soaks into it, or like, oh, I rub it a lot, and then tough shit. That was my style, and I never changed it. The
right?
only thing that I did change is the ones that go in the shower.
Yeah.
I went to like the waterproof labels, but
Mm.
other than that, I will never change the that like rustic style paper label.
I will admit you are one of the few that has stuck to your guns as much as you possibly can. I understand, you change from uh, aluminum can to this for the butter. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think you did that to distinguish what each product from each other. I think that's why you did it.
and mainly leakage
Yeah,
because
leakage. Yeah, leakage
aluminum
too.
ones, even with the seal, they would always leak. Those ones actually have that. When you crank them down, it actually kind of self seals.
Yeah,
So in the summertime, I was always dealing with leaky tins.
I remember when you made your first beard butter. You're one of the first ones to make the butter without any wax of any kind in it, which was
No
great.
wax, which
Yeah.
made it really hard to ship.
Yes. And it was just called bastard butter, and that was like almost like a lemony lavendery type of
Yeah,
scent, real
kind of
fresh.
a buttery lemon lavendery. Yeah.
Yeah. How long did it take you to master your formula for your balm and your butter? Because let's be real, y'all. If you're using luxurious balm, you ain't gotta use anything else.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
The balm, I have to say, like that one, I just kind of formulated for my own beard because I have kind of
Yeah.
my beard's like really wiry and kind of stiff. So I formulated it the way I liked it because I figured at the time, like, well, I'm making it for myself. So people are either gonna like it or they're not. And then people were getting it and they're like, "Oh man, this is great because like, controls my flyaways and keeps my, after a full day of work, my beard's not all." So that was good. The beard butter I changed. Had like my original formula, and then I added more cocoa butter and more shea butter and a little bit less carrier, maybe like a year ago, maybe a year and a half. I didn't really say anything. I just made the changes. And Rob was the
Rob
one that,
Hacker.
yeah, he got my butter back in the day, and he's like, it was all right. It was just okay. Nice. I've had that one before. It's good. Cheers. So we reconnected, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna send you some of my stuff, and I wasn't really thinking about it. He got one of my butters, and right away he messaged me. He's like, dude, your butter. He's like, it went from okay to really good. He's like, it's just, I forget the word that he used, but it was hilarious at the time. And he's like, you need to talk about this. Like, your butter is completely different from the way it used to be. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess so. So, but yeah, changed the butter twice, and now I have the current profile, and everybody loves it. I love it. I don't really think I'm going to change it. Well,
I
I know
love
I'm
the
not going to change it.
I love the fact that your company as a whole. I think uh, you try to be you are a one stop shop for the bearding world. That's great, but I love that you have actually changed. You've progressed, and I say that you have leather products that you offer, bracelets and stuff, your merchandise, your clothing, which is great. Then you started getting into the coffees and stuff.
Hmm.
It's really cool to see how you've evolved from literally the guy who just made it for yourself, like you just said 5 years ago, and now look at you. You are literally sitting in a lounge that you built to do this, what we're doing right now. And if
It's
all the
crazy.
thing is, I remember you showing us on FaceTime. See that right there? That's going to be my lounge. I remember that to this day.
Yeah. Yep. I went from doing it in my kitchen and literally like out of my closet because I converted my whole closet into like a lab to, you know, 2,200 square feet, 2 stories. Like even 5 years now, like there'll be times where I come to work and I'm like unlocking the door and looking at my sign and I walk in, turn the lights on. I'm like, shit, man, like I did this. Like nobody helped me. A lot of naysayers, and you're like, oh, you can't do a beard company. Like, you're not going to make any money from doing that. Here I am still.
Yeah, you obviously are, because I'm sure you have a house payment of some sort or a vehicle payment of some sort, and your rent. I think you're doing pretty damn good if you're still running strong after 5 years. Something's working for you,
Yeah, I think the make or break point for most companies is like the 2 year mark, something like that. So
and you've done it by yourself. That's what's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
I
I don't.
wanted to bring you on here for this one because it's no secret you are one of my favorites. Everybody knows that. It's not you. I've never been paid to say that. That's my honest opinion, because your stuff works for me. Your pine tar soap, which I am going to plug on here, because this is the best pine tar soap on the market. I will still
Yeah.
say it to this day. I love it. I will say this. I will tell you this, though. I hope he's watching. Rhinestone Groomings is very close behind yours, though. I will honestly
Ooh.
tell you that. Dan's is really, really good. His smells better than yours. I ain't gonna lie. He's got his. But
Mhm.
pine tar soap is the way to go. That's just my honest opinion, you guys. If you're looking for a good way to literally strip and start your beard and clean all the crap out, not knocking any liquid washes, pine tar soap, squeaky clean, and you'll feel the dryness instantly.
And
Love baby pine tar soap.
not only for your beard, full body.
Yeah, and your
I
body.
use that for full body. I have people that buy them in like 5 or 10 at a time for like their kids. We got for eczema, pimples, and stuff like that. I used to have like this weird. I don't know what I guess maybe it was like eczema. It was like this weird patch of skin that was whenever it was hot, it would always get red and it looked kind of rashy.
Yeah.
Started using the pine tar soap on it. Gone. It's never, hasn't come back in years. So it,
I
it
remember I remember you telling me about that.
uh,
I want you to try my pine tar soap. And I'm like, what the hell do I want that for? And then
yeah.
you told me. And then the next one was the conditioner, the beard
Mhm.
conditioner. You were one of the first to have a beard conditioner as well. And I remember that whole time frame when that was the biggest thing in the world, in the bearding world, was who had
Co-op.
the co-wash.
Yeah.
You know the sad thing about that, and I mean this, I didn't really like to use them, and
Mm.
I'm not knocking anybody's co-wash. I found that it made my beard do the V. It
Oh,
really
really?
did. Yes, I remember Dan C talking about it once before, not in a negative way. He was just calling it out, and I was like, and I don't even use it anymore. I do not. I
Mm.
will say this though: if I'm in a pool, or or I need like a deep clean or whatever, I will use it one time. Like this past weekend, me and Mandy went away and we used some shitty water, and I could feel it. And I was like, okay. I come home and I use a conditioner, and my beard just felt so much better, even though I didn't want to use it. Scott, are you drinking a Corona? No, I'm actually drinking one of Mandy's Land Sharks, but I do have a Yingling Flight here.
Dang.
Yeah.
On the co-wash, um, especially when I use the pine tar, I'll immediately follow up with the co-wash.
Yes.
And then I do my co-wash probably twice a week now. And the days when I don't use my co-wash, I just rinse with like cold water, and that seems to be working, really good for my style beard.
Mandy likes Land Sharks. She's kind of not used or not. She started away from drinking her Corona, like Corona Lights. She likes the Land Sharks. That's what she's stuck with. I'm a Yingling guy. That's pretty much my favorite beer. It is not this one, not this one. I like the Yingling Premium Light, which is literally their version of like a Miller Light without the heavy thickness of a lager.
Mm.
Same taste, just not as thick. If that makes any
Bet-
sense. Yes.
I bet you would like one of these. If I don't know if you're able to get them in your area, but the Mother Brewing, the Cali Cream Ale.
Sounds
So
good.
yeah, tasting notes of vanilla bean, crisp, smooth finish with a natural flavor.
Nice. Okay. Rust conditions weekly. Honestly, I don't use a lot of I don't use conditioner hardly at all. Um, I use either Daniel from Grindstone or Dave's pine tar soap, and then when I'm finished, when I come out of the shower, you put my oil in, whichever, and I use a good bit of butter, whichever butter what I'm using. You better drink that Yingling Light, pinky.
With your pinky out.
Hey, I'm a 250 some pound man. I mean, I need to cut back as much carbs as I am. I mean, I'm drinking a Yingling Flight, which is their low carb beer. So you got to give me a little bit of credit. Low carb, but the alcohol content's still high. Give me a little bit of there.
Have you lost some weight
I
recently?
did, but I gained
Yep.
some. I've gained about 5 to 10 of it back. Honestly,
Uh,
I have. I got off my wagon of me working out and exercising because me and Mandy went away. You know what I'm talking about. We talked about that.
mm-hmm.
I got off my wagon, my routine. I just need to get back into it. And I was actually planning on doing it after tonight. That was because I was like, okay, because I made sure that I made sure this went well. But tomorrow, I don't think we're doing a whole lot of anything, and I may just go shoot some basketball tomorrow for a while.
I'm gonna go fishing in the morning. Go throw the pole in the water with my youngest boy.
There we go.
So that'll be nice.
How did you come up with this big monthly giveaway thing that you do every month?
Um. Well, anytime I'm making products, usually pouring butters, bombs, or whatever, I'd always end up with like a halfie or 3/4 of the way. But I'm like, I didn't want to call it like full or whatever. If anything, I overfill all my. Actually, I know that I overfill all my products. Like especially my butters, you're getting like 2.3 ounces, not just 2 ounces. But anyway, I would end up with half stuff, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just take that home. And so I like kind of put it to the side, and I'm like, oh, I pour something else. Oh, I'll just put that to the side. And like eventually, I had like all this stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna need all this. I don't want to throw it away. And I'm like, hmm. So then the whole like, well, maybe anybody that places an order over 75 gets the free shipping, which it's when I'm printing orders, it's very easy for me to see who got free shipping, which allows me to like, I hand write each one of those bastards out and staple it to the invoice. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna do a giveaway at the end of the month and pull the raffle tickets and whoever gets the mega. And I think I did that the first month or something, and I'm like, man, I'm a giver. I love to give, and I'm like, I feel bad for all the rest of the people, so maybe I'll just do some runner-up prizes, and that's where we're at now. I
I
do
see
like
the comment there. Bring it. That's
you
all I'm
need
saying. I'm ready.
that. Oh shoot,
I'm ready. Bring it.
I'm vertically challenged, so it ain't gonna happen with me.
And where did this old friend of yours come from? Ginger.
Oh,
I want.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even know how she got incorporated into the coffee throws.
Where is she?
She is somewhere around here.
I love how she just appears in
Oh,
the most unexpected spots.
yeah, she's back there. Yeah, so like to be honest, I don't even remember like how she got incorporated. I just thought, and I don't even remember how I got it, but it was like one of the videos. I think maybe it was like on the counter or something, and I'm like, oh, there's the little ginger redhead, and then I noticed that a lot of people got humor out of that, so I'm like, huh, So I just had her doing like all kinds of random stuff at the coffee maker, and that's how Ginger was born. And yeah, I probably need to bring her back. She hasn't been in the coffee shops in forever. It's been
Hold
so
on,
long that now people will be like, "What the hell is this guy doing playing with dolls?"
Tara. I'll even go any older for you. I'll go
Wow.
older for you. Yeah,
What year are those?
the Jordan 7. These are the 7. I think they're on like number 40 now or something. I'm not sure. These are old, man. These are like,
Wow.
I think they're like 5-10 years old. I'm not sure. So I got to ask you, what's next? What do you got coming down the pipe that we don't know about? I
Mm.
know you. I know you have. I don't have any fours yet, but I have my eye on some of them. Tara, we'll talk. You can message me about that anytime. What do you have down the pipe that I don't know about yet?
Hmm. Can't say a whole lot, really. I mean, I want to do the dabble in the new coffees, mess around with some new beard and body wash profiles. I got the solid colognes. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to bring brand new to the bearded community, other than um, I was toying around the idea a while ago with like a beard grease type of like half
Uh,
a little bit of balm and butter mix, but I'm like, you know what? Nah, I already have the butters and the balms, and that's already hard enough to keep in stock. So
getting
I'm
back to what we're talking.
just gonna
Get,
keep making banger ass profiles,
just
hopefully until
getting
I
back.
can't do it anymore.
Get back. We're talking about your. I don't know if people realize this though. Your big monthly giveaway. They spend $75. They're automatically entered in. Also, on top of that, they get free shipping.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people notice that or realize that.
yeah, I pay for all of that, including
Yeah.
some
Well,
international.
what I'm getting at is if they get the free shipping, but also because you don't necessarily have to advertise that. They say, hey, you got free shipping, but also you're in the drawing for a free giveaway. And, it brings more attention to the luxurious lounge and your monthly giveaways. Because I've watched a couple of those, and you have a lot of people in there.
Yeah, yeah, it's surprising, for especially when I do it usually like on a Friday or Saturday when a lot of people are busy.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about rotating it to like a Sunday evening just because I think more people will be at home and around.
yeah.
So that will be pretty amazing. I'd love to have like a solid like 300 people in there. Or as I'm pulling the numbers, it's like winner, winner, winner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep continuing to do that. And, as long as I'm pouring products, I'm always ending up with like halfies or stuff, or I'll find like I took photos of something new and I kind of put it aside, and then like I'll find it later. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'll throw that in there. The last mega giveaway, I don't know if you watched that one yet, but somebody got the second Harry flies because I made a second combo and I kept it, and I just happened to
Of my
drop.
grandfather's?
Yep, yeah. So somebody, the person that won the mega giveaway last Friday or whenever that was, they got that in their order. Oil,
What did,
butter, and balm.
what did you think of it?
Oh, I loved it. I liked it. Yeah.
It's very, very different, isn't it? I was like,
Hmm.
it. It's really good. Will you
Yeah.
ever make chapstick? Jordan's asking.
Chapstick. I don't know. I mean, I seems easy enough to do. It's just with like I do the women's essential roller, the little solid colognes already, and I don't want to spread myself so thin to where like I can't keep up anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
What is Lux's best selling scent ever? Ken's
Mm.
guessing Burberry because of the leather.
Actually, I would say it was 1912 just because it was kind of like the most famous, but according to Shopify, the 1886 is actually starting to numbers wise is starting to pull ahead.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
Yeah.
JP digs the Namaste bastard. That's great news. I'm glad you do.
I'm
Well,
going to be
ladies,
making another batch of that too soon. So I'll let you know as soon as it's ready.
okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. When this page turns, you know what happens. David, are you ready?
Uh-oh. Okay.
David Gaudreau. That's how you all pronounce his name properly. Gaudreau.
Yep.
I'm one of the
Gaudreau.
few people that knows that. You are officially now in the hot seat. What that means is you are ready for speed round questions. Are you ready?
I think so.
Some of these you all may have heard, some of you may not have. These are random questions, they're just quick answers. And when we're finished, Dave can put me in the hot seat as well. That was brought on here by Cedric from Beard Justice. So we always start with the same one every time, Coke or Pepsi.
I'm going to go Coke.
Okay?
Yep.
You must only pick one of these and not your own. Your favorite coffee.
My favorite coffee to this day still is 1858 by like gold something or other. I'll post a picture tomorrow in the stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was brought in by Camo Cam, and your best impersonation, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman?
You got to say it.
Ugh. I'm Batman.
Oh, that's pretty damn good. That's a good one. What is your favorite beer? Only
My
one.
favorite all-time beer, if I had to choose one forever, Blue Moon.
Your favorite cigar?
Kentucky Fire Sweets, the Fat Molly.
And pipe tobacco.
This one actually right here, special occasion. Molto Dolce by, this is not on here. That's weird. Molto Dolce.
Okay. If you had to pick one, beer or cigar?
Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Whew. I'm sweating now.
Oh yeah.
Gosh. I'd go cigar because you can have a Dr. Pepper with a cigar and still enjoy it.
What was your favorite vegetable to grow?
Favorite vegetable, definitely zucchini.
Mandy would appreciate that. What's your
Yep.
favorite movie?
Favorite movie all time?
Yeah.
300.
Say it again.
300.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. I'm not inclined in this. What's your favorite vehicle motor?
Definitely import the B18C1 VTEC.
Okay.
Dual overhead cam.
What's your lucky number?
7, baby. Yep.
What is your I know number one. What is your number two favorite candy?
Number 2, well, first is Red Hot. Number 2, definitely got to be the grape red vines.
Okay. Mike and Ike's?
Mike and Ike's, yeah.
Is that what you said it was?
No, it's a grape red vine or the grapevines, red vines, but the grape flavor.
Okay. All right. Okay. And your favorite ice cream flavor?
Favorite ice cream flavor is salted caramel.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Your shoe size?
9.5.
Boxers or briefs?
Oh, definitely boxers.
What is your go-to shoe?
Go-to shoe, probably Converse.
Okay.
Man, these are good.
Tank top, or button-up party shirt?
Button-up party shirt.
Okay. This is from Mandy. This is like our little battle between each other. Peanut butter and jelly. What type of bread?
The bread is the potato bread.
What type of peanut butter? Crunchy or creamy?
Oh, creamy for sure.
What type of jelly?
Grape, all the way.
Damn it. How when someone's cooking your steak, how do you take it?
Medium well.
You're cooking a burger on the grill. What all you putting on that burger?
Uh, onions, mushrooms, and hamburger seasoning that I actually just used the other day.
Okay, all right. Bone in or boneless wings?
Oh, bone in. Oh yeah.
I always ask this because this is one of my favorites. I don't know if you follow this or not, so if you don't, just say pass. Got to pick one: Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron.
Definitely Jordan. When I was growing up, room full of Jordan posters.
You throw a hammer down. That's how y'all
Yep.
do it. Pineapple on pizza?
Hell no.
Okay.
Nope.
If you're ordering a pizza, it's your pizza. What are you putting on it?
Oh, meat lovers. All the meats.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. One of these has to go. In shower, beard conditioner, balm, or butter.
Oh man. mm, probably butter.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm putting him on the spot, everybody. Your
Whew.
all-time favorite scents you've made.
My favorite all-time scent that I've made is one that I don't think a lot of people like or have heard of, and that was I called it Shattered, the Shattered Bastard, because it's so strong and unique that it shatters people's dreams. I did a run of it a while back. I think I did like 30 bottles, and I think I got like 3 or 4 returns, and the rest of the people like absolutely loved it.
That's one.
Yep. Oh, I have another one too.
You have five. You got to pick five. Your
Oh,
all-time
damn.
five.
1886. I'm trying to think what I use the most. One a hidden gem that nobody really talks about that I personally like a lot. Baco Bay.
Yeah.
Um, Sweet Grove, which was a limited profile that I did back in the day. That's like my favorite. Like Sunday afternoon, get out of the shower, the temperature's right. You put in the Sweet Grove, and you're just everything's good.
Two more.
Um, Probably the unscented, really the natural, because I use that quite a bit. Usually at night, going to bed. Last but not least, probably the last, um, the one I did for St. Patrick's Day. Can't remember the name of it right now because I didn't even put a label on it. But that one is all over the place. It's like got mint in it. It's got ambergris. It's like,
Oh, look, I didn't even see him in here. Jay Cruz is in here. I didn't see you, Jay. Thanks for coming in, man.
hey,
I
how's
didn't
it
see you.
going?
Hey, man.
Happy
Thanks
Friday.
for coming. Whether you're at home or whether you're at the theater, what snacks do you eat while you're watching a movie?
Popcorn, Coke, Sour Patch Kids.
Does Dave like Burberry? Yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
I will clarify, say it in front of the man. I don't like it because I'm not a fan of blueberry anything. I never
Yeah.
have been. It's not for me. I don't. That's fine. That's subjective. I told him, I was like, I don't like it. It's not for me. Wasn't my favorite. Okay. What is the best Christmas gift you've ever given and received?
Best Christmas gift that I ever received was photos of all of my kids when they were very young, like probably 2, 5, and 6. And I was really into Coca-Cola, like the old Coca-Cola memorabilia. So my ex-wife had a professional photographer, and she took a bunch of my Coca-Cola collectibles and did like these really vintagey photos with them. That was like the best thing ever. The best gift I ever gave. Hmm. Probably I think it was a 64 or 65 Mustang.
You gave that to someone?
Yeah, I mean it was a project that needed to be like built, but it was like surprise.
Okay. All right. What is your go-to car if you're robbing a bank? What is the go-to car you're leaving the bank from vintage TVs and movies?
Uh, I would say
The getaway car there.
getaway car would definitely be a like 95 or a 96 Chevy Silverado 4-wheel drive.
Okay. I'm putting him on the spot. What is your Mount Rushmore of beard product reviewers?
My what?
Your four beard product reviewers. You had to pick the four, like the best ones all around, whatever that may be.
Oh, well, of course you, and that's not because we're here. I mean, you've been like a friend for since I started. Um, Dancy Bearded, No BS Matt, and Scuba.
Wow,
You guys basically helped me get to where I'm at now.
that means a lot, man. That does.
Yep.
Tell me 3 YouTube channels that you watch that are not beard related.
Oh yeah. The first one that comes to mind is uh, oh man, now I'm drawing a blank. It's I have his hat and all his gear too. Hold on, that's gonna bug me. Vice Grip Garage. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
Vice Grip Garage. Um, there's another channel that I'm like super addicted on, which is uh Cerro Gordo, the what's his face out there that bought a abandoned ghost town, and he's like restoring the ghost town by
Okay.
himself or with people. Um, then Goon Squad Garage, they're all automotive related.
Okay.
And actually, no, the last one it really isn't automotive related. I was just watching a new episode today, and that was it's like a plug for that company here. Let me see, and it's like such a random library.
Come here, girl. Come here. My cat wants to come in here. Come here, girl. She's shy. Come here, Meredith. Come here. You want my chair. That's what you want. Uh huh. My cat always lays in my chair here when we go to sleep. That's what she's waiting for.
Man, now I can't find it. Basically, this guy bought a abandoned castle, and he's restoring the whole castle. It's like 3 levels. He's restoring it pretty much by himself, like one layer at a time. And I'm like, I guess I have like an old soul or something, because anything where like somebody gets like relics, or they're restoring old cars or old buildings or anything like that, like I'm so drawn to that. Ghost town living, yeah.
Okay.
Brent over at Cerro Gordo.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie to date, and if anybody that likes horror movies, and I don't know if you do or not,
Oh, yeah.
Smile. Have you seen Smile?
Really?
Smile is like that movie was like whoa. Like when it was done, I was like that movie right there. That was pretty.
Really?
Yeah, Smile.
I watched it. I may have to watch it again. I watched it. I was like, okay.
Something about that movie just like made my spine tingle.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to watch it again because I've only watched it once. So keep that in mind.
Hmm.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, that's definitely Elf all the way.
Uh, 3 wishes.
If I could spend 24 hours with any actor on the planet, it would definitely be Will Ferrell.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
You get the lamp with the genie. You got 3 wishes. What are those wishes going to be?
The first wish would be the ability to like move things, I guess like tele telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
Yeah. So telekinesis. The second one would be the ability to stop time for up to like 5 minutes. And the third and final wish would be unlimited wishes.
Ken, watch, smile. Let me know how you all like it. I love horror
Don't let
movies.
any kids see that movie. That
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is
Don't watch it
disturbing.
around the children.
Yeah.
Me and Mandy love horror movies. We are. I don't want to call us old, but we're from the older generation. We like the older movies, like Halloween, the originals. We're kind of old school.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you've ever given and received?
Um, given is like my motto. Like just do it. Just do it. I mean, not Nike, but it's like because people always ask me, how do you do everything you do? Like you work and then you do this and then you come home and you do that. Like I don't, and I just say I don't know. I just do it. And the best advice that somebody would ever gave me, I probably my boss when he was like, if it makes you happy, do it. And I'm like, okay.
Okay,
So
all right. If you could bring back one person from the dead to spend one day with them, who would it be?
damn, man.
It could be a famous person. Doesn't have to be a family member. Be whoever you want.
That's a tough one. Because I don't have a grandmother, and I don't have a mom, and I don't have a dad. Probably my dad. Woo! Ooh, that one hit hard, man.
I didn't mean to strike a nerve with that, Dave. I apologize. That most people they ain't say someone famous. I didn't mean to upset you by any means. That
That's
wasn't
okay.
that wasn't to hit the heartstrings. And if I hurt you, that wasn't. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
No, I know that all three of them would be proud.
Right, right.
Okay.
We can skip that one. You're the first person that's ever answered that with that response. I've never seen that before. I mean, I was not expecting that, and I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You don't really think about stuff like that until.
I know. I don't either. I have been in that scenario the past few months. So I totally understand what happened, what just happened there. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the biggest sale transaction you've ever had?
Um, just under 2,000.
Someone spent $2,000
Yeah, it was a barber shop. She owns like 3 different barbers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think of that. I'm an idiot. I did not even think of that. I was thinking person. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
person. Um, Probably in the like 300-ish area.
Okay. What's your favorite beach?
Ooh, favorite beach is definitely Balboa.
Balboa. I never
Balboa.
heard of that. Okay.
No? Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Okay. Last one. Who do you want to give a shout out to who deserves it?
You, man. You definitely, because I would have never thought that I would have been like sitting here, you know, doing anything like this. Like not in my wildest.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, David, you have officially survived the hot seat.
Barely.
Now, I always ask 2 questions at the end of our series, just for feedback and such. Number one, who would you like to see in the hot seat?
Mm, I don't know. Probably my buddy Abraham Barbu.
Okay, I haven't talked to him in ages. Honestly, I
Hmm.
haven't. And I always ask everybody for feedback purposes. Is there anything that I should add or change to the hot seat?
No, man. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Don't change a thing.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Well, now it's time to flip the script. Oh, Dave, do you surf? That's from Russ.
Boogie board. That's about as far as I can do. I'm not too. I'm not good on a skateboard either. So,
Now, Dave, you get the opportunity to throw me in the speed round hot seat.
all right.
I'm ready.
If you had to choose a certain style movie forever to watch, would it be just scary movies or comedies?
Comedy, because there's always a story and a reason
Yep.
following
Good
the
to laugh.
comedy.
All right. Winter, summer, or fall?
Fall,
Okay. The first word that comes to your mind after I say the word red.
velvet.
Velvet?
First
I
word. First word.
don't know why I thought you were gonna say like Red Dead Redemption or something. Um, PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Nice. All right. Dogs or cats?
I have both. That's a tough one. Dog.
Dog?
I have to say dog.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that one too. Um, and I'm gonna add this one in here right now. What
Uh-huh.
is your favorite scary movie of all time?
Showgirls. Absolutely frightening. That's a joke, by the way.
Oh man. What?
That's from the movie Scream 2.
Oh,
What's your favorite? Showgirls. Absolutely frightening. My favorite scary movie? Psycho, 1960.
damn. Yeah, OG. Okay, besides the OG, like a modern scary movie. Like one that when you were done, you were like, man, I need to like read the Bible.
Saw
Saw? Okay.
any of them because they're
Yeah.
just demented.
Yeah.
Saw.
You know what blew me away in Saw? And nobody had ever really done this before. You know, they have like Saw 1, Saw 2. I think it was Saw 2 where they ended up in the same scene from Saw 1, and the people that were in Saw 1 were like dead in the room. I was like, whoa, nobody's ever done anything like that. And yes, any of the Insidious, those are freaking really good too.
I've watched those, but I don't honestly remember any of them.
Mm.
I think they're making no. There's a. They think they're making one more, and I think that's it. Can't remember.
Insidious. Yeah, and they just came out with a new one too. It's called Insidious the Final Chapter, like the
Yeah.
Red Door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Want to see it. Oh, speaking of movies, I just saw the new Indiana Jones in 4D. Amazing.
Real Mandy's a big
Yeah.
Indiana Jones fan. Is it worth watching?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially, I don't know if you guys have the 4D. Where like the seats move and stuff and all that. Definitely worth the extra dollars. Yeah, the original Blair Witch. That movie. Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
There's my Christmas in July winner from today. Congratulations, Chris. Awesome, awesome.
Sweet. Woo, man, that was good.
I appreciate your time. I know I wanted to do this on a Friday or Saturday night because I know that looking for a good horror movie right now on Hulu. Oh, I don't know. I have Hulu. I just don't know what's on there right now. I don't really pay attention to the movies too much. Annie and I, we binge watch movies or TV shows for the most part. I'm trying to think of another newer, modernized movie that I like that's horror related. I got to think about that one. I can't. I really can't remember.
It's not really it's not really a horror, but did you ever see the 100?
No, I haven't.
It was like I think it was like like a little mini series type thing about 100 people that came back to life in this certain town, and like they couldn't leave the town because otherwise they would like die again or something like that. I think it's called the 100. That's a good little series.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah.
Dave, I wanted to do this, like I said, on a Friday night or a Saturday night because I didn't want to take away time from you doing the Luxurious Bastard. And I really appreciate you giving me your time. This has really been really awesome. You and I have been friends and doing this for about 5 years together, and it's been great. And Tara, I'm reading the comments there. It really does mean a lot that you come in here on a Friday night and gave me your time. I know time is money and time is precious in this world. And I wanted to have you in a prime time spot. I didn't want to do it like, when you had to stop working to do it, because we're 3 hours apart and I it sucks, but I really appreciate you coming on here. We had a very sentimental moment together. I was not expecting that. This was great. And I respect you even more. I love you like a brother even more. I thank you for coming on here and doing this. This has been really nice, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you for being up at what is it there? It's like 11:30 at night now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you from being out too late yourself because you're nice starting now.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you very much for doing this with me. This was fun. This was a whole lot of fun. I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but I want to say it to you on camera because I wanted my subscribers and viewers to hear this. The past year for a content creator like myself, it's been not a lot of people would do that. And I mean that. I don't think there is any bearding content creator in the game right now that would have committed themselves to doing what I did. And I'm being honest, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I didn't get paid to do this by any means. This was literally my decision. Dave called me. He was taught with that day we were talking about. He said, check out the website. I want to see something. I said, it's looking fine on my end. I told him what I was going to do. And that day he said, oh, you're going to have a luxurious beard for a year? I made that decision right there on the spot. We didn't plan it. We didn't talk about it. It just happened just like that.
Surprised me.
Yeah. Literally, I did it on a spur of a moment. I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. And I don't regret doing that by any means. Because I will admit this on camera. I did lose. Yes, it would be tough. You're damn right it would. I lost some relationships in the bearding community. When I say that, there's a couple company owners that kind of pushed me away. And I don't really understand why, because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I really didn't. I wanted to do something different. And
Yeah.
I did, I really did. And I bought about 50 to 60% of all the stuff that I was using. Dave offered to send me whatever I wanted.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it regardless. I did this and it really taught me a lot. It taught me how good your products actually are. And it also showed me how much you are into this. Like this has literally become your life. And because
Yeah.
I was following your content even more because I felt like I was representing your brand, even though I'm not an ambassador, but I kind of was. And I'm like, damn, this guy is really into this. I was like, wow. And I became a part of it. I'm like, this is nice. I did learn a few things in this journey. I don't think I could ever be a company owner because I would probably be a completely stressed out bald dude. I don't know how you all do it. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. But I wanted to say thank you for giving me that opportunity. It was an honor to use your products for a year. You still are one of the top companies that I use to this day. Just wanted to
Thank
say
you.
that on camera to you.
Appreciate that. Seriously.
I remember sending you this message tons of times. Don't ever stop making beard products because we all, I've told you that tons of times. Don't ever stop making them
Hmm.
because we need you. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep. And I'm gonna keep on doing it until there's no more breath left. But then hopefully my one or both my sons will get interested at some point. So, we'll see.
well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for giving me your Friday night time. It was an honor and means a lot that you all stayed and watched. It was really awesome. Once again, huge thank to Luxurious Bastard. There are no giveaways tonight. If anybody came here for free stuff, I have a lot of free stuff on my Instagram. Go follow that and you'll get a lot of free stuff. Just saying. But I'm going to let you end this because I always let the guests send us out of here. Everybody keep on bearding.
And get luxurious, my friends. We'll see you Sunday for the new drop, and I'm making ombre again for the third time in a row because everybody's going bananas over that one.
Have a good weekend, everybody.